Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another maybe exciting episode of The Lost. I'm Shad, he's Razor, and this time we've got something a little different.
So, something we've been talking about doing for quite a while.
Yes, I finally decided to take the plunge. And tonight, for your listening and possibly viewing pleasure, we will be watching the pilot episode of Mortal Kombat Conquest. I am assured by Razor this is absolutely the worst one out of the entire lot. So this is how he's choosing to get me back in, folks.
Oh yes, I assure you, the show can only go up from here. Like, Shad's been reluctant to do this for quite a while.
I'm afraid,
I've wanted
man.
to do commentaries on all the things, but Shad didn't want to rewatch Conquest because he didn't want to risk ruining his nostalgic memories of it.
That's the thing. Everything I've revisited, very nearly everything, man. G.I. Joe, Thundercats, Silverhawks. Like, I look at it now and it's like, I was so young. I was easily impressionable. I was easily entertained.
I totally get that. And I can promise you, as bad as this episode is, first of all, it has bright spots. And second, it's nowhere near as bad as Thundercats was in the 80s.
See, I know how this ends, though. The parts of Conquest...
I being good as a child, too, but fucking nope.
See, the parts of Conquest I do remember are, like, Reptile actually getting action for some reason, a lot of TNA... Noob Saibot being an oily gimp sex demon. Can't wait till we get to that if we go further.
See, the good parts are the parts that remain good throughout, namely Jeff Meek as Raiden and Shao Kahn.
Yes.
Bruce Locke is a good Shang. Paolo Montalban is a good Kung Lao. The problem, particularly with this episode, is some of the guest actors. I can't even call her an actress. The model, the supermodel playing Kung Lao's girlfriend, is the worst actor in the entire history of Conquest.
Magnificent.
Also, like Chris Casamassa, great stuntman, good Scorpion when Scorpion doesn't talk. They should not have let him play a Scorpion that talks. I'm sorry to the man. I love your work, but not in this.
You know, I know we're heading towards disappointment, because even after all these years, man, that ending still stings. I remember how the show ends.
Yeah. Yeah. But no, seriously, Jeff Meek is fucking amazing. Let's get into it.
Alright. Pray for Mojo. Here we go.
Should we have a countdown before you hit play so that people following along can follow along?
Get your popcorn, get your alcohol. I'm doing this sober, by the way.
Ooh.
Yep. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
Hey, look at that movie logo.
Ah, good memories. I'm sure they're all about to be desecrated. Words cannot describe my absolute terror.
So, for those of you who can't see what's going on, who have chosen not to watch along with us with your own copy of the show, we're currently watching The Great Kung Lao. I don't even know if I should call him The Great Kung Lao, because he is the only Kung Lao in the Threshold universe, and they based his appearance much more on the actual Kung Lao, the one we're familiar with from the game.
Yes, I always had questions about that. Why was he not... But why does Shao Kahn look like that? Oh my god.
Well, I mean, that is the helmet.
It is...
It's an attempt at the helmet.
It is
it's better
a
than
helmet.
the one from Annihilation.
I'll grant that.
Alright, so we saw Great Kung Lao training. Raiden is giving a narration. We're seeing reused footage of Shang's Island from the movie. And we're seeing the premise of the beginning of the episode is that we are at the tournament. We are at the tournament where Great Kung Lao is going to beat Shang Tsung and become great.
That mask is a little bit ill-fitting. But you know what?
Yeah.
This does deserve a lot of props for actually giving Shang Tsung a goatee.
Yeah, this Shang Tsung looks like Shang Tsung. Also, like, I don't hate that con helmet, honestly.
It's a little ill-fitting.
It's, you know what, the crest, the two spikes on his forehead are a little small, and the samurai flap on the back is a little small.
Raiden is so white.
This might be the only time Jeff Meek wears the Raiden the Cone hat.
Is it
Much
really?
like Lambert,
Oh, man.
limited use.
Can I briefly mention I love the fact that we're showing Outworld with multiple moons? I miss that shit. I like that when I see that.
That is an interesting touch, which I don't think was ever canon in the game.
No, but it should be. It was in Malibu,
It should
too.
be, yeah. Because you want that alien look, and also, like, if you've merged your realm with a bunch of others, shouldn't you have picked up a few moons along the way?
I'd think so. Who knows how these mergers work, if it's just the planet or what?
So what I like about Meek's Raiden outfit is that he's got the blue in it. You know, it's kind of like two things hanging down like in mythologies. It's like a really long scarf tucked into his belt.
Yeah. I can't imagine how people familiar with the NRS era games would look at this and... Oh my god, is that a Kung Lao hat?
That is, he's wearing the MK3 outfit.
I have
This is the
no
only time in the show he
memory.
wears it.
Holy shit, my head just exploded.
But they had him show up to the tournament in the fucking hat. It's interesting that Shao Kahn hosts the tournament in the show.
Goodness gracious me.
So this is skipping ahead to a spoiler, but I think most people know that the series ends on a cliffhanger.
A downer at that.
The Threshold website for the movies and show put up a timeline after the show ended that explained what was supposed to happen after the cliffhanger, which would have said that for what Shao Kahn did, which I won't spoil that part, the Elder Gods punished him by banning him from being involved firsthand in the tournament anymore. And that's supposed to be their explanation for how Shang becomes the guy who referees the thing.
Oh boy, here's the intro.
Yes. I believe this is Kevin Michael Richardson narrating the opening theme music.
No shit. It's Gimp Cybot, yeah!
Yeah, they put Gimp Cybot in the fucking intro footage.
Oh man, the nostalgia's kicking me. It's kicking me hard. And
It's
the TX.
I miss shows that look like this. You know, like Hercules and Xena.
Cheesy. It was always cheesy, but it's still a lot of fun.
Yeah, those like the fantasy shows with the low budget set design where there were a lot of like curtains and sashes hanging off random stone pillars that could be placed anywhere by the crew.
That little bit of a low budget charm.
I enjoy that shit, unironically. I think that's what I picture in my head when I imagine like the Silk Road 1,000 years ago.
Okay, my beef with the con mask is his lips aren't visible at all while he's talking. You should have a little bit of visible mouth.
The skull does hang completely over his mouth.
I do wish that were actually possible for us to host the whole visible episode for you all. But after some copyright strikes, probably not the best idea.
I mean, we have to do some real shady shit to get footage into me and Django's MCU commentaries. We have to, like, make it small on the screen and put, like, a fuzzy filter over it and all those kinds of things, change the colors and shit.
But it's okay here, folks. Both Razor and I, of course, legally own this.
We do. We bought the DVD set.
Still tripping balls over this Kung Lao outfit. I can't believe something exists in the Threshold universe that actually is immediately recognizable as Game Kung Lao.
You know what? I like this better than the one they actually used in MK3. Because he's wearing, like, a full vest. It's not suspenders.
Yeah, the suspenders always bother me, just a
But
bit.
he's got, like, the red straps and the metal plates on the vest where they were on the suspenders. So, like, it's, like, accurate but better. It's kind of like the MK11 remake of the MK3 Retro. Another thing I really like is that, like, yeah, he's got like a leather jacket with spiked shoulder pads on over top of it, but Shao Kahn is wearing the X straps with the skull logo in the center.
Oh, that was nice. Good delivery. Very good delivery.
Yeah, Jeff Meek does an amazing Shao Kahn voice. Like, they should get this guy for the games.
When we get to the Shao Kahn Retro, I'm gonna, like, have a 10-minute tirade on how half the problems with Shao Kahn today can be traced back to the fact that they haven't gotten the fucking voice right since, like, 1997.
Yeah. So much like the intro to Shaolin Monks, Shang Tsung has basically won the fight and started stealing his opponent's soul.
Hey, it's a naked chick!
Yeah.
That did not take... What are we? We're 7:53 in and there's already a quasi-naked chick.
The thing that gives him the will to fight back is remembering his hot girlfriend. That's an interesting choice.
Here she can be seen wearing the Flesh Pits Special by Melina.
It is just kind of a couple pieces of cloth crisscrossed over her. I don't entirely understand the choice to give Kung Lao a girlfriend. Because, like, yes, by the end, before Goro kills him, historically speaking, he does need to sire descendants. But this chick is not the chick he does it with. She ain't gonna make it. So why does she exist?
Well, motivation from soul stealing, as we just saw.
Yeah, it seems like... It seems like there's somebody somewhere, some producer, who believes that you don't have motivation unless you have a dead girlfriend.
It's an old Hollywood trope.
Because it...
Uppercuts!
Ooh, an uppercut, yeah. I think he did a flip.
Is he actually doing Kung Lao's MK3?
They're reusing Khan's throne from Annihilation. I recognize that chair.
I think we're also seeing MK3 Kung Lao's idol pose. I think he's actually doing it.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, he's got, like, the palm cocked. The other thing I love about this fight scene in particular is that he formally declares, "I choose mercy." Like, mercy is an actual technical term in the Mortal Kombat tournament.
But Shang's not about to be getting back up for, like, another short sliver of his health bar, just to clarify.
Yeah.
He's just gonna lie there looking like, God, it's the fucking salt mines for me, I know it is. And he'll be absolutely right.
It really is a shame that he doesn't wear this vest again, or the hat, for the rest of the show.
Does he really never wear the hat again? That's so sad.
No, he spends the entire rest of the series in just the brown pants and, like, a white, lacy peasant guy shirt.
Ugh. I was saying before Kung Lao's outfit wowed me for a bit. People familiar with the NRS era of things, they must look at it and be like, wow, remember when White Rain was acceptable?
I want you to get used to seeing this forest path with the red flags, because we never see the Shaolin Temple exterior. We only see interiors and this fucking path in the woods.
This was filmed on a back lot in Nebraska. No actual giant Shaolin temples to be found.
Actually, I believe the entire series was filmed at, like, Universal Studios Florida or something like that.
It's all about making the best of what you have. And there's not a meth lab or a cougar in sight. Impressive.
Now, I wonder what this... I guess this vision is supposed to be what would have happened if Outworld conquered Earth. Because that's not like he didn't just see the future. There are times when he sees the future in a vision, but that was not it. unless maybe it was supposed to be from the season finale, but I don't think they planned it that far ahead. Because if there was any planning, throughout the series, there's a couple different times where Kung Lao has a vision of Goro beating him to death, and you can't see Goro clearly.
Yeah, like, I recall that. Like this.
Yeah, they just kind of play some, like, blurry shots of something brown, and then maybe once in a while you can make out Goro from the movie.
Yep.
Once in a while.
Candle budget. $23,000. Please help me, my family is starving.
Yeah. Yeah, but, like, obviously the show ended with him dying a different way, and that was the cliffhanger. And then he was supposed to be brought back and history would continue the way it's supposed to, but still. If they were planning ahead, maybe he should be seeing visions of the season finale and not of Goro.
Threshold, it's not too late. All these guys are still alive. Threshold doesn't exist anymore, does it?
You know what? Daniel Bernhardt's career is livelier than it was ever at that time. He's fucking Agent Johnson in The Matrix, which I believe is going to be the lead agent in 4 because Hugo Weaving's not coming back.
Smart man.
He was a guy in John Wick. He was like one of the main bodyguard dudes.
Christina Loken can't be up to that much, surely.
Oh, her career has not been noteworthy since Blood Rain.
Would you call that noteworthy? Because I would not. I don't know what the fuck she did after T3.
It happened. I'm not aware of anything she's been in since then. I can't say that, like, it's Uwe fault that her career died, though, because it's like she wasn't doing much before. She has this, she has Terminator 3, which was crap. Then she had Blood Rain.
Everyone is responsible for their own destiny. Have you learned nothing from these things? She made that choice. She went, yes, I wish to star in a U-Bowl movie.
That was her decision to make.
I remember this. The unimpressed Raiden face.
Yeah.
He wears it all the time.
The ongoing conflict throughout the show is Kung Lao being, I don't want to keep fighting. I want to have a normal life. And Raiden being like, well, they're not going to let you. I guess you'll find out.
The city of Zuzin. Yes.
The city located within walking distance of both the Shaolin Temple and the Lin Kuei headquarters that is full of white and black people. Far more of them than there are of any Asians.
Earth Realm, dude.
Now look, I'm willing to excuse the girlfriend and her dad because they own a trading post.
And here's Sidekick.
But what about everybody else in town? I have to say, his English has gotten a lot better since this show.
I see him struggling just a little bit.
He has worked off most of the accent in the modern day.
Look at everyone just walking around in ninja outfits back there.
Yeah, lots of masks, lots of hoods. Lots of veils.
Okay, note to self. After this, I'm going to go on YouTube and check out that Unfaces guy and ask me if he's got a download up for those, like, soundtracks that he re-recorded.
I do want to point out two things about that establishing shot of Outworld. Besides the two giant moons, one, purple.
Yep.
Two,
lots of
the
it.
castle did have a big skull on the front.
I think it still does. We just haven't seen it in like 8 games or something.
That's true. The last time I remember seeing Shao Kahn's fortress is Armageddon. Now here's the mask Khan wears for the entire rest of the show. Like, the full helmet from MK2 and 3 is apparently formal wear that he only wears at the tournament.
Jesus,
I love that line.
He is. That delivery, man. This is how Khan should sound.
Fucking great. That's a great line, too. How dare you beg for death? But no, I actually really like the mask that's just the skull strapped to his face. I think that's a good look.
It does suit him. Like,
he's doing the force choke.
You know, I have no complaints because it's stuff like this more than throwing a green spear and charging with
you know what?
shoulder
if you
charges.
Did it in the video games, they'd have a whole bunch of green smoky shit around Shang's neck.
Shao Kahn is...
You don't need things to glow.
Shao Kahn is supposed to be like this, like, hundreds of thousands of years old warlord sorcerer. He should be able to do more than swing a fucking hammer.
Yeah. Yeah. And
this is what I like to see.
What I love about this performance is he's, like, quiet and cold, and then he'll suddenly, like, shout something really angry. And it's, you know, it's not just one fucking tone the whole time, like it is with the fucking NRS games voice actors. There's like this calm, caged fury that every once in a while slips out.
Hello, breasts.
I remember some of the supermodels they cast throughout the rest of the show. These are the least of the breasts.
I'm not even saying it so you can call the horny police on me, my friend. I'm just saying hello, breasts. I'll be seeing many more of you throughout this, I'm sure.
I'm just saying. This is where the scale starts.
20 plus years on, how are we feeling about Kung Lao having sidekicks? You know, I know one person can't carry the show themselves.
Well, so here's the thing about, like, the actual canon is, like, obviously, if you were going to set a story in Great Kung Lao's time, there are 50 years between those two tournaments he was in. He's gotta have some fucking people to talk to and interact with. It can't just be, like, one lone guy, like, wandering the wilderness or whatever he was doing. Especially because, again, he does have to, like, get laid. He has descendants, you know? He had kids. Kung Lao and Kung Jin couldn't exist if Great Kung Lao didn't have kids at some point. So he must have met a woman and had a life outside the Shaolin Temple.
I'm not saying I object to the presence of Taja and Zero here, but I do remember at the time I was like, who the fuck are these people?
Yeah. I wouldn't have necessarily chosen, like, they arrange it like a D&D party. Like, he's the monk, there's a generic fighter, there's a generic thief. Yep. Maybe Raiden counts as the wizard. The one thing, like, obviously, Conquest was before Deadly Alliance, so Bo Raicho hadn't been invented yet. If you were to do it now, Bo Raicho would be in the show. And, but I would still have, like, Great Kung Lao, like, meet and befriend some other fighters who are, like, on that roster if it was a game. Because, like, the other thing is, like, they don't say this in the games. They say, like, oh, some followers of Raiden founded the White Lotus Society. I always imagined it was Great Kung Lao.
Could be.
So, like, having him meet some other fighters, train them for the tournament, and that's how the White Lotus gets started. Oh, there's a reused shot. Fucking Kristana Loken over here getting knocked out the same way twice in a fight.
I wouldn't even call that a fight. He just threw her
No, that
down and she
wasn't-
went unconscious.
she got taken down in one hit both times. It's like they didn't want Zero to kill her, so they had to like take her out so he could fight the mooks, the generic guys. I don't know. It's an auspicious start for a main character of a martial arts show. But yeah, like if I was telling a story about Great Kung Lao, I would have him meet a bunch of fighters and found the White Lotus Society, and that would be your cast. Now here's some of this great fucking acting I was talking about. Also, this entire scene, all of her dialogue is clearly ADR. Like it in no way sounds like it's coming from the actor.
Those are slit track pants. I am thinking we could film a sequel to this for $50.
Oh, Kevin Tankerowen could have saved himself some trouble.
Lips not even remotely matching what she's saying.
No, not at all.
She's got the David Prowse treatment for sure.
Was this really the best girl that came in for the audition? And I mean, even if you were casting for looks alone.
Favor for a friend, maybe?
Perhaps.
Hello, my friend in ninja outfit!
Here is Chris Casamassa.
Oh, is this him?
Yes.
This guy becomes Scorpion.
The character he is playing is named Takeda.
Okay, yes, it's coming back.
Right.
Jesus fuck.
Because mythologies had come out at this point. But
alright, I suppose it's appropriate for him to be wearing a ninja outfit then.
Oh, it gets more quote-unquote appropriate as the episode goes on. I assure you.
Are we already fine? Wow, that's a choice. Jesus.
Yeah, right?
Well, I guess you're our servant now.
Apparently, if you catch a thief on the road in China, you can just do whatever you want with them.
You own them now.
I mean, I don't know how it was in the 1500s.
I'm gonna assume that Shao Kahn one day just had Zhu Xin stricken from all the record books after he destroyed it.
Just wipe this fucking city off the map.
One day he just came in and there was nothing left.
Now this actor, I don't specifically remember having seen him in anything else. But when I look at that face, I know that person has been in soap operas my mom watches. Or watched.
Can't say I recognize him at all.
That shit is still running in 2020.
I suppose he's still got a soap opera face. I suppose he does.
He's like oozing soap opera. Like, the words are appearing on my screen. Days of Our Lives. General Hospital. Like, I can hear that instead of dialogue.
So, when he dies, does his twin brother replace him or something? Is that what we're going for here? Or... What a cleft on that chin.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to rewatch this after we're done so I can actually follow the plot.
So, in a nutshell, Kung Lao has come here because he wants to marry his girlfriend, and that's her dad. And he's asking for approval. And the dad's like, monks don't have any money. I'm not going to let some broke guy marry my girlfriend. Get the fuck out. Or marry my daughter. Get the fuck out.
This actually sounds a little bit like they're taking cues from the MK95 score and making them a little more techno.
Like the main theme sounds like kind of a knockoff of the techno music from the movie, but like a lot of the score throughout an episode is just like that same kind of drum beat that dun, 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 that will remind you of like Shang Tsung giving a speech in the fucking dining hall and stuff like that.
Meanwhile, serving in the Netherrealm. Nope, just Outworld? Okay.
So these are the cobalt mines of Shokan.
Oh, I remember seeing this particular shot.
Yeah.
Shang Tsung's sitting on this rock.
Now,
he's here for a while.
I can't prove it.
Oh, I remember the shot. I was like, holy shit, they're bringing Jade into the... Who the fuck is this?
Yeah, no. Womp womp.
This is...
Her name is Vorpax.
Oh, yes.
She is, you don't find this out until later in the season. She is the daughter of Kriya, who is the queen of another realm. A realm of people who look like hot Amazon ladies, but are actually some kind of bee people.
I thought it was bees. I thought it was bees.
They, like, sleep with other dudes from other realms to breed, and then they make hives and have only female children, and that's how they propagate their species.
This is how Reptile gets laid eventually, folks.
Yeah. That happened.
This is the only time he was ever successful.
So what I was about to say is that I swear to God, I once read in like an EGM or something, a Tobias interview, or like a blurb about Shang's backstory, that the cobalt mines were supposed to be canon.
Huh.
Now, the show has a strange tact that they take to explain why Khan puts prisoners in the mines. And it's that cobalt is like kryptonite for sorcery. Like, when you're around it, you can't use your powers. But since Shang is from Earthrealm, it doesn't protect him. Oh. Which you would think Khan would have known that.
Some things have not aged well, and that CG is up there.
Oh, yeah. You know what, though? It's a little bit better than Annihilation still.
He died before he even had time to ask what was going on with those things on his head.
You know what? The weird stuff coming out of his head kind of reminded me of like a background guy from a Malibu comic or an episode of Defender.
His name was probably Grom or Grox or some shit that started with a Gr.
Yeah. So there's a weird, dumb thing about fucking Shang and Vorpax throughout the show. Like, she's constantly trying to like seduce him, but then once he goes for it, she spends the rest of the series acting like she was raped and hating him.
Huh.
It's I don't like. The writers' plans felt like they changed mid-season for these two characters. I don't know what was going on.
These two have no chemistry.
Not particularly.
No.
I mean, there's supposed to be like kind of a sexual they're going to hate fuck thing going on here, and it's just
awkward.
Yeah, it's not working.
So she's working for him now, yeah?
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, she's like, down here in prison, I know what's what, you better stick with me. And then he's like, no, I'm in charge now, you stick with me.
Blurry Goro time.
Yeah, see?
You're at a crossroads, Penlau. Part of you accepts your obligation, part of you rejects it. The visions are created by self-doubt.
I like how this room is lit so that you don't need walls. Just some pillars and candles. That's all it takes.
Self-doubt is creating some awfully specific death scenarios for him.
Right, right.
The other promises bliss, but it will also lead you to betrayal, suffering, and death. Not a tough decision, if you ask me.
If I betray my heart now, I'll be haunted by regrets.
Oof.
At least one way leads to Jen.
You're killing me here, Kung.
I can't confirm this, but I'm fairly certain that the talks between the two in future episodes where Kung Lao wants to do something and Raiden's like, that's the wrong thing to do, are a little less
Painful?
long and drawn out, with Lao staring into the middle distance.
I am a human by origin. This rebel has no effect on me.
Ah, there you go. There you have it.
Yeah.
That was never specified up to this point at all, that Chang was actually initially human, I don't believe.
No, this is the show was the first time that anything canonically, or I shouldn't use the word canon for an adaptation, but that anything
That was alluded to.
in any media. It's interesting, just recently on Twitter, John Tobias explained that in his head, the reason, or Shang's actual backstory that he imagined, was that the reason he started out working for Earthrealm and then was able to switch to Outworld is because he's actually, like, one of his parents was from Earthrealm and the other was from Outworld. He's a half-breed.
Huh. I wonder what that'll be used for.
Oh, gee. How curious.
It's yellow and
You know
black
what I
and
love about this
everything.
fucking scorpion is they clearly took a black scorpion and painted a yellow stripe on its back.
They did a pretty good job.
I'm
Oh
just
my God,
saying,
that was a
like,
terrible
there
shot.
are scorpions that already come in yellow. You don't need to paint one.
Yeah, but then you gotta transport them, and, import fees, and... It's a bit of a process as far as I understand. It can actually prove quite
Is
costly.
it really that hard? Like, you have to hire, like, a scorpion wrangler anyway to bring you fucking...
I'm just saying, thousands of dollars possibly to get one from abroad that's the right color, or go to your local pet shop because, I don't know if they still do,
like,
but
if I was a guy whose
plunk
job
down
was to
$200,
provide bugs for movies and TV shows, I would maybe have a variety to offer.
it's not the kind of thing you have a collection of, I don't think.
So to remind the listener, in the games, Takeda, the founder of the Shirai Ryu Ninja Clan, is supposed to be a member of the Lin Kuei from Japan.
Who, after some time with the Chinese Lin Kuei, decides to fuck off back to Japan and start his own clan, the Shirai Ryu. This is not that origin.
This is not that origin.
At least one of our futures will be secure.
Would it have really added so much extra dialogue to the script to have, like, one or two lines about how this guy is a Lin Kuei and that this dude hired him to be a bodyguard? Because the next episode after this introduces Sub-Zero and the Lin Kuei anyway.
This is 1997 or so, right? I think? 97?
This is, I think it's 98.
98? So we already had the Shirai Ryu origin and mythologies at this point.
Right, no, the mythologies has come out. Quan Chi's going to be in the show, and this
Yes.
is the reason that guy is named Takeda. He's named Takeda because, as we're both about to see, he becomes the show's Scorpion.
I'm sorry, I can't. I can't. I'm too busy watching the Scorpion go through the Doctor Who intro. That was precious. Truly. I didn't realize that this happened at the fucking beginning of all this. I don't remember that.
Yeah. Yeah, this is I mean, you can't not have Scorpion in the pilot of your Mortal Kombat show.
I think you can have Scorpion in your Mortal Kombat X. You can't not have Scorpion in your Mortal Kombat X, Y, or Z. Is kind of an ongoing theme. It's not new. But these
Honestly,
were the first
like,
years of it.
I feel like you can have Scorpion, but not right away would be fine. You know, you could maybe...
At this point, it's like having a Zelda game without, what's his name? Oh, right, his name is Zelda. Never mind.
I mean, that is basically the mainstream image of things.
That's what I'm saying. It's unfortunate, but it's very true.
Okay, so Lao and girlfriend. I'm just gonna keep calling her girlfriend. Her name
is Jen.
Her name's Jen, which is short for Genevieve, not Jennifer. Because
Genevieve?
Evil Fantasy show.
Genevieve?
Yeah.
I'm stopping this. No, I'm not. Because I can actually believe that a Mortal Kombat game would have a character named Genevieve. I'm sorry, it's true.
Anyway. Oh, he's got the eyes now, and they did like a skull thing.
You know what? They bothered giving him good-looking contacts.
Yeah, they're all right. So one of my favorite bits is that as Takeda gradually becomes more and more Scorpion, at least this was what it should have been. His Ninja V becomes more yellow, but in practice, they go from all black to black with a bit of yellow crack on the shoulder right there, and then they just keep like the tiny bit of yellow until the end where he goes full Scorpion. Like there's no gradual more yellow, you know?
You're not letting me experience this for myself. You're just gonna tell me. Because I saw it in that last shot. There was a little crack of yellow underneath the shoulder. Oh, that's very pleasant.
Yeah.
That's very pleasant, Jen's dad.
That's all the yellow there's going to be until he becomes Scorpion.
Okay.
They could have, I would think, painted some more yellow shit on him to show like a gradual change, scene by scene. But they chose not to.
Okay, so Ciro's winning points in my book for, stopping a potential rapist.
So far he is against rape, which is a good hero trait to have.
Wow, okay. That is a quality that I admire in Friends of Kung Lao.
I also want to point out, I don't know if you noticed, but the Baron, the dad guy, he's wearing Aquaman's belt buckle for some reason.
Oh god, I'll have to go back and look at that.
Yeah.
Folks, the essence of Mortal Kombat is fights to techno music. That's where we've really gone wrong all these years. We need the techno back. We really do.
I'm still salty the theme song has never actually been in a game.
One of these days.
I lose respect for Ed Boon when he says he finds the song cheesy.
A tastemaker, I don't think of him as.
No. See, he's got like one yellow crack on the front, like two on the back, and then like one on his belt or something, and that's it.
I recognize that exact flip from the MK movie.
People running up a wall and doing a flip off of it was definitely... It became a thing after MK95.
The Master Casamassa Special.
Well, I believe Liu and Sub-Zero are the ones who do it in the movie.
No, like, it was the specific angle of, like, his legs as he flipped backwards. Scorpion does that too in the movie.
Okay, yeah. You recognize Casamassa's body language.
Yep. Oh god, he's got the crazy eye. It's over now.
I never imagined it would be you. Worse than your friend.
No, Kung-Fu.
As you ordered, Baron. Susan.
Is his name Baron?
Yeah, he is a baron.
As in Steve Barron. Oh my god.
No. No,
Baron! As in the title Baron.
Right. Steve spells it a little different, that's all I'm saying.
That's what I was thinking. It was B-E-R-A-N. That's how you know I'm in too deep.
No, he is a B-A-R-O-N. He is a wealthy landowner of some variety.
Hey, Takeda, your yellow's showing. Is that a miniature Buster Sword?
I don't know what it is.
This is apparently crying, though I couldn't tell.
She's doing the best she can.
Alright, that was the pilot, I guess.
That was part 1. It is a 2-parter.
Ah, shit. Okay. Fuck it. Let's just enjoy the techno for a bit. Yeah. So about these credits.
Yeah, there were a couple names in the studs there. Dana He and J.J. Perry.
Those seem vaguely familiar.
Threshold has a pool of talent they seem to like to work with. Disney MGM Studios in Florida. That's where the show was filmed. I knew it was in Florida.
Oh my god, did you see that? Oh my god!
I don't remember that logo being in any of the
shit.
other episodes.
I'm gonna have to go get that as a clip. Wonderful. Anything that uses MK4 models has to be preserved for posterity.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
You know, thinking back on it, I have this vague memory of seeing him in the Kung Lao MK3 outfit and going, wait, what? So I was as confused then as I am now. But okay, sure, why not?
Yeah, that seems right. I remember when I was a kid and I'd try to catch the episodes of this show. It was always on, like, real late at night on, like, TBS or TNT.
It was UPN for me. And I did not have cable. I came from a very poor household.
Well, I vaguely recall it, like, switched networks at some point. I always had the hardest time finding the show and actually getting to watch an episode, but I think I did manage to see every episode. But, like, I'd be searching for it and trying to, like... Because it was in syndication for a while. It was airing for longer than there were episodes of it, you know?
Yeah.
So, I would always hope for the rerun of the pilot so I could see Kung Lao's fucking MK3 outfit again. Because, like, all the best costume stuff is in that first episode.
You know, I'm actually enjoying myself. I didn't think it was possible, but...
Yeah, no,
this is fun.
Bad. It's just her.
It's a lot of things, you know, it is so much more low budget than it felt to me at the time. But it doesn't feel terrible.
I mean, it certainly gets better.
Well, I'm in for a good time then, until the end.
Yeah, I really like episode 2, the Sub-Zero episode, a lot. Which we will not be reviewing tonight.
We now return to Mortal Kombat Conquest, brought to you by Goodwill and the Salvation Army, where you can find all of your finest Mortal Kombat cosplay needs.
So, I fucking love this scene because Raiden is for some reason doing like a New York accent.
How'd you get on the other side of that grate?
Temple warrior guy to myself.
Why is he talking like this?
Right?
When they were moving the Temple Warrior into my cell, you know, I got out and forget about it.
You know, I hear things. I hear things.
You can choose to finish him. You can choose to show a little mercy.
Wait,
Oh, this is precious.
didn't get me out of here?
Take two strong, young bodies. You maybe a warrior.
Subtle. Real subtle.
Maybe a warrior.
Oh, I can't move the grate. It would take two people. Like maybe that Kung Lao guy.
I mean, I might just.
And I'm explaining it in the dumbest accent possible. When's she gonna get it?
Hey, where did you go?
In each of us, there burns a soul.
Oh boy.
Yeah, one of the things I like is that there will often be a scene where Raiden is, you know, giving somebody a lecture, and they'll be like walking through the wood set that they reuse all the time,
Mm-hmm.
and he will frequently like teleport from one place in the woods during the conversation to another place just to like piss off the guy he's talking to. Like, oh, I'm over here now.
Okay.
You were looking behind you to talk to me, but now I'm standing on this side of you.
I got some questions about that white generic Lin Kuei thug outfit. I isn't that thing in Defenders of the Realm verbatim?
I believe it is the outfit Oniro wears in Defenders.
Son
But
of a
here's the thing:
bitch.
is that that outfit is based on the Grand Masters from mythology. It's just not red. Although the Grand Masters in the show do wear red.
Do we actually see Grandmasters in the show? Is that a thing?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
In next episode, which we will not be commentating on tonight.
Maybe sooner than you think, man. I'm enjoying myself.
I was hoping you'd say that, because I would like to do the whole series.
This is all my fault. I never.
Well, if it goes over well with the audience, we'll see. I imagine there's going to be, you know, why aren't you commenting on character retrospectives? And we're going to continue that.
Hey, man, people liked our Journey Begins one.
Allow us this little indulgence.
And, like, with the whole Nethercast group, we have done both movies.
We have.
I enjoyed that. I think the listeners did too.
Just to get another shot at you, traitor.
That's why I've been like, yo, we should do more commentaries, because I really like doing commentaries.
Take your French accent and get out of here.
Is that what it is? Is he French?
Better hurry. Or you'll miss Kung Lao's.
I can't fucking place it.
It seems vaguely French to me.
I think he might be Belgian, like Jean-Claude Van Damme.
That could be it. That sounds
find out where
right.
Daniel Bluehart is from.
I know that you're a spiritual man, so I will grant you.
So is he the law in this town? No one's
Apparently, like
no
he's
one's stopping
the Baron.
this?
He's the only character we've met who has fucking any kind of like rank or authority. Oh, he's Swiss. Daniel Bernhardt is from Sweden.
okay.
Or Switzerland. Swiss is Switzerland. They both start with a swa.
Forget everything.
Ah, now back to the Rock for the second of very many times. Like he basically lives on this fucking rock through the entire series.
Yeah. Yeah, there's only like 5 sets they use in the whole show, man.
We will be there at the moment of death to take it. Then you must free him.
This music does not suit the scene at all.
No, they're just defaulting to the music they have. They have play the dun 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 dun.
Dancey track, melodic track, sad track.
Limited resources. Just some canned stuff. I believe Defenders was generally the same way with its music.
Unsurprising.
Although there's a weird thing in the first episode, or the second episode of Defenders of the Realm, where when they're fighting Scorpion, the Utah Saints version of the theme song plays.
Huh.
And it is wonderful.
It is so wonderful.
That was almost an It Is Glorious.
Almost is doing too much credit, I think. Guess
Okay,
a warrior got her out, huh?
Yeah, all of the guards dress like ninjas.
Could you help?
Every one of them.
Yeah, great. Now, if you could just, yeah, right here. What are you doing? Let me break your boyfriend free. I'm gonna need your help. I don't understand. Why would you do that for me? Well, the other day when I tried to rob you, you saved my life. I owe one. And nothing personal, but I hate to see your father get me once. What can I do? Where did your father
This does not seem dubbed this time.
No, this time she's actually speaking her lines on set.
Someone likes this job a little too
Yeah,
much.
that executioner clearly enjoys his work.
Kill him.
No shits given.
You know a guy is the villain when he stops to take a sip of his wine before he orders an execution.
There's nothing in that glass.
Oh, now she can fight, okay. I mean, I know
did
she
say he
was
was
like
training
showing off,
her.
look what I can do in the previous episode, but come on.
Little Shaolin training goes a long way.
See, her dad just yelled her full name at her. Her name is Genevieve, which is a choice.
Could you truly love Kumao more than your own father?
Jarek is also a choice. No Face is also a choice.
Hey, No Face is clearly a nickname, which he earned by burning off his own face.
Cabal is a name, apparently.
It's fine.
I'm just saying, objectively, MK's got some pretty silly nomenclature. I'll never get tired of it.
Look, these guys know the brand. Alright, they probably know it better than NRS does at this point.
Ow.
You're
Ow.
watching a Mortal Kombat thing and people are fighting, you play the dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. That's what you do.
I wish we could modernize that some way. I really do. It's the general synth sounds. They're very, very 90s. So I can see the complaint about them being
Well,
dated,
so
definitely.
you get one of those bands who their whole thing is we make epic trailer music. To play the tune but with their instruments. That's what you do. Oh, that guy did a cool, like, spinning flip kick thing.
Well, the choreography's not bad, honestly.
It was like a butterfly kick, like Liu Kang's thing, but he did a corkscrew while he was doing it.
There's going to be a lot of that, I feel. That was definitely the Kung Lao 3-hit kick combo from 3.
Yeah, that was the combo.
I'm gonna throw over there. I mean, some of it does, border on dancing just a little bit.
Look, if I was having a kung fu fight, and I found an opportunity to do a backflip instead of just stepping backward to get away from a guy, I would take the backflip.
Very fair.
Because really, what reason does anybody learn martial arts for if not to look cool?
You know what's actually really noticeable about this scene? The almost complete lack of punches.
Yeah,
it is almost all kicks and flips.
Speaking of kicking, big old jump kick. Are his eyes only wearing the contacts sometimes, or?
Probably just for the close-ups.
Yeah. It seems like it's supposed to be a thing where sometimes the eyes are white. Otherwise, people would have noticed, like the characters would have said, "What's up with your eyes, man?" It seems like there are moments where he gets exceptionally scorpion-y.
So, Zero, after being told to leave, has wandering the earth, searching for his soul, that kind of thing.
Indeed, as you do. Time-honored tradition in the Mortal Kombat universe.
Did he leave the night prior?
Yes, I do wonder how far away he has walked.
I do miss Raiden cosplaying Hobo.
Right?
The games need more of
This
this.
is the shit I live for. Did you see the leaked footage from the season 3 of Legacy we never got, the MKX?
Yes, I did.
So fucking Eric Roberts
Is Bo Raicho
playing a character named, as he pronounces it, Bo Raicho. That was clearly Threshold Raiden. Like, he looks like him, he's acting like him.
Oh yeah, the inspiration was right there.
Would have been an amazing Raiden.
Don't wear yourself out.
Was that from the blue screen?
I think so. There has been some notable blue screen moments here and there, but they're not done as badly as I fear that they'd be for this era.
No, they're not. They're not unfinished looking like the ones in Annihilation.
I mean, someone recently said on Twitter that that whole thing was apparently a work print. Makes sense to me, actually.
I could believe it, but I also heard that guy was full of shit.
One way or another.
But yeah, like, I don't understand why it's so hard for the people at NRS to comprehend that this is what we think of when we think of Raiden.
Well, that's what our generation thinks of when it thinks of Raiden. It's been a long time since then.
Well, the younger generation that hasn't seen this stuff is missing out. They're like being deprived of a better character. Like, I have yet to meet a person who will defend, like, Raiden being boring and stodgy and just giving exposition. Like, they know that as Raiden because that's what they expect and it's what's in the games. But I've never actually seen anyone say they like it. You know what I mean?
I do, but I think a lot of what's in the current games would be very salvageable if we had better voice acting. And again, no offense to our current Raiden, but I think that there's better options for the character out there.
People defend Richard Epcar as a voice actor. They say he does have more range and he can do better than the material he's given in the MK games. Which, I've seen him in other stuff. I'm not sure I agree with that assessment, but I can understand where someone would want to defend the guy because he's been in stuff they liked before.
Again,
But
I'm not criticizing his
Raiden
voice acting. I just don't think
specifically.
he's the right choice for Raiden. Never have. Too much gravitas on every syllable. It's like Peter Cullen's
it's very much like
it's Peter
Transformers.
Cullen's Optimus Prime.
Yeah, it's fucking... Because we all know that Optimus can emote more than that. You know, we all remember G1. He had more than one note. So it's not like... It's not Peter Cullen's fault.
No, he just got locked in a
Right.
part.
Like, that is an example where it is the writing. Like, but with Raiden, it might be both the writing and the voice.
No. Wait for nightfall.
I would not object at all if we got the guy that did him in Scorpion's Revenge to come back. That was some
Yeah,
good
that guy was
quality
great.
writing.
And he had a touch of the mischievousness.
Mhm.
He had just a little bit, and it was enough to like add something to the character, to have him emotive a little bit. Which is my whole problem. Like, the guy doesn't fucking emote in the game.
Sneak, sneak, sneak.
Now, I am thankful that we were talking about something else other than the previous scene all throughout the previous scene, because that bit where Taja just starts staring into space and talking about, like, how she snuck into Jen's room and was trying on her silk dresses while Kung Lao is standing there, like, staring at her, it was really fucking awkward.
Yep. Just a little bit.
It was... Look, the chick playing Jen is the worst actress, but that scene was the worst scene.
I saw nothing there worth talking about. And we begin the friendship.
Yep. This is the bonding, the forming of the trio.
Okay.
It would be even weirder if he knew about the New York accent.
It would. When do we get her normal clothes back?
She might not wear them until next episode. But yes, this wardrobe will be the only pair of clothes either Kung Lao or Zero owns for the rest of the series. And it's almost the same clothes. That's what's annoying about it.
Yeah, there's a lot of uniformity of color going on here.
Like, they really... Like,
They're
Well,
good guy squad wearing white.
They could have put the MK3 vest over the white shirt and gave Kung Lao a little more visual interest, you know? He would still look casual, but he'd have the vest on, and you'd be like, I know that vest.
Okay, what? Hang on a second. Were they
And
all?
of a sudden-
Were they just all in the room off to the right?
No, they all just appeared out of thin air, yeah.
Okay, I thought so. A little painful.
I like how this Baron guy is just like, yeah, tie up my daughter, gag her. This will be good for the thing. All I care about is catching this guy.
Wait,
and apparently
What?
Scorpion can steal souls for Shang Tsung somehow.
Look at that guy in the back. Man, this is way above my pay grade.
Look, the only person reacting is the Baron. Like, none of his guards are like, what's this weird magic happening?
I don't know, man. That one guy in the back was like, this isn't right.
Oh. And that is why you don't put a spike on the front of a shield for no reason. It's not even practical. Like, have you ever seen somebody, like, use a spiked shield in a fight scene in a thing? Like, has anybody, like, ever been stabbed by one of those on purpose?
No, it's always by accident.
No, they only exist so people can get accidentally knocked into them. Oh, all of a sudden he's changed. He's like, well, since I'm dying, I guess save her life, please.
You know, there's nothing like having my spinal cord perforated to really get me to reconsider my life choices.
Yeah. All of a sudden, it's all become clear.
I accept Jesus Christ into my heart as my savior. And you should too. Not sure if death rattle or mildly constipated.
You know what? He's putting that soap opera experience to use right here.
He does look good in dead, I'll give him that.
Really honing his craft.
I like these little 3-second clips for no reason that we get between, like, commercial breaks. It's wonderful.
Yeah, it's almost like anime, isn't it?
Yeah. I love an Attack on Titan-esque publicly available information. Just, you know, the MK Dragon symbol.
I want to see like a JoJo style statistics page before the commercials.
Things we know so far. Gods. Oh, she's actually wearing normal clothes now.
Oh, she did change. Wait a second. They're in a hurry to rescue Jen from Scorpion, and she stopped to change her clothes.
My last lecture, Kung Lao, you may not be in this situation now.
I choose now to be sassy.
I mean, he has a point. This is how every episode goes. Kung Lao's like, I'm going to do a thing, and Raiden's like, don't do it. And then later in the episode, he's like, I told you not to do it.
This is a theme, I recall. This is I'm tired of your shit face.
Your visions. What is it you saw?
As the series goes on, though, like there is a bit of an arc to it where Raiden gets more and more like, fuck it, I knew. No, you never listen to me.
I can't wait for when he's drinking. That's the bit that I remember the most.
Yes, the drinking is fucking amazing. Like, just the gradual degeneration of his ability to give a fuck.
When that moment comes, we will have no commentary. We'll just let it play out. It's wonderful.
It's beautiful. He gets drunk at the bar, and he brings home a barmaid. And then the next morning, she keeps calling him Raymond.
That Raiden snark I missed so
look
much.
at this shot. You remember that shot?
Yes, I do. We're going to see that shot for quite some time. Over and over again. Ooh, that mask. That mask. Okay, I wanted to bring this up because you can also see Sub-Zero during the intro.
Mm-hmm.
Although they may be recycling the outfits, they must have, like, had problems with the masks. Maybe they broke, maybe they had to make new ones.
Yeah, Sub-Zero definitely has a new mask. I'm not that mask looked familiar to me. I don't know if it was...
No, it looks too big. It doesn't look exactly the same shape as the movies.
You think so? I have to see it again.
I think it's different. Says the thief.
So apparently, Takeda Scorpion has the ability to, like, mind control these monks into, like, working for him. Which we technically saw last scene. Like, they walked up behind him and then, like, a yellow, wavy special effect happened.
Yeah. CG's always going to be rough for the show, man.
I'm just saying, like, I don't recall Scorpion having mind control powers, but I guess you have to like keep Taja and Zero busy so Kung Lao can have a one-on-one with the bad guy.
I mean, I'm not watching this show looking for much in the way of plot accuracy to the games.
That's fair.
I don't think anyone should be.
That's fair. I think they get a little better at that in places in future episodes, but again, pilot, worst part of the series.
Did you see that flip? That was beautiful.
See, I think that's the mask.
I am Scorpion.
I think he's wearing it a little low on his face, but that's
God.
the mask.
It was to kill me, not her. I was sent to make.
Maybe it's the quality of the film.
Oh,
It
here
just
comes
doesn't
the
look
thing.
right. You see it now? Yep, it's still a snake.
It's always going to be a snake. The episode of the show where Scorpion and Sub-Zero fight each other is called The Serpent and the Ice. Not the fire in the ice. The serpent in the ice. Because scorpions are serpents. And that's the opposite of ice, right?
Oof.
Was that Shang Tsung's voice?
It sounded like it. I'm
pretty
going to
sure
kill
that
you,
was
Kung
Shang's
Lao!
voice coming out of Scorpion there.
It sounded vaguely Hispanic.
So I will point out once again, fight scene consisting almost entirely of just kicking.
There was a little
fine.
bit of punches being traded, just a
They're
few.
showing off. They're doing their thing. This is the exciting form of martial arts, is to do the spin kicks and the flips all the time. I understand. They're doing some like hand trades, yeah.
Okay, she's got some really funny looks on her face whenever we cut back to her. The first was a smirk. The second was like, "Is that the best you've got?"
Yeah, it was kind of like a confused sneer. It was kind of like she was saying meh to the fighting.
That was a jump straight out of the games.
Yeah,
Angle and everything.
I don't know if it was necessary though. Like, what was he flipping at?
Shush, it looked cool, that's all that counts.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Maybe if I just grab this here.
You know. Oh, he's doing the
Teleport
punch.
punch!
He's doing the teleport. Okay, so like the fire came out of his
spat
mask,
out of his mask and
then he
threw
threw it with his hands.
That's some Dragon Ball shit right there.
I don't know if now's the best moment for a cutback to Shang and the mines. Kind of in the middle of a fight here.
Okay, from listening to Unfaced's remastered soundtrack, that particular little track is like just basically the Cobalt Dungeon theme, and I think it's one of my favorite things.
It's not
It's a
bad.
good track.
Okay, where did Scorpion go? They're all just stopping to be like, oh no, he's wounded.
Well, there you go.
Oh, he's just hiding behind the pillars. He's like, I killed your girlfriend, and now I'm just gonna run away.
No,
Fucking what?
I can do this myself. Stay with Jen.
She looks far too happy as she's dying.
Yeah. You could at least act like you're in pain.
Well, it was nice of him to give them a moment.
Yeah, I guess. Wouldn't have been my choice. Ooh, through the pillar.
Ah, them stage interactables.
That reaction.
What was that?
Why did he do a little pose sitting
What was
down?
that? What was any of that? I don't want to get up. Had time to brush the dirt off his pants, I see.
I like how they're starting to, like, spin multiple times to faint before they throw the roundhouse. Okay, so this, like, forward axe kick thing is, like, his finishing move in the show. But that said,
Wait.
I don't know why the ground is opening up to swallow Scorpion.
What?
Like, it doesn't look like a killing blow.
What is... I don't...
Yeah, like this.
Okay, Christina
it's just
Loken's
happening. Why is
Christina
it happening?
Loken's face says everything. Look at her back there. She doesn't know what the fuck, and neither do we.
And then that happened for some reason.
Was Shinnok or Quan Chi down there just like, hey, this guy's pretty good, yoink? You will serve me in the Netherrealm. This instant.
Fucking...
So happy! So very happy!
I promise you, that is the most nonsense way a fight ends in the entire show. The others generally make some kind of sense.
I kind of want you to be lying. That was a great end.
You want
Fucking
them
dumb
to
as
end like
shit.
that? Like, Kung Lao just, like, fights a guy until the Earth suddenly swallows the guy for no reason every episode?
See, this is the kind of shit I was kind of expecting. So she gave him a key and died. Okay.
Yeah, she's like, live in my house. Blech.
This must be incredibly awkward for both of them.
You know, it's really Ciro's fault. He's her bodyguard.
Yeah. Oh, don't worry. One day you will be reunited. It's gonna take a big guy with forearms to get you there, but it'll happen.
No, Kashang is gonna steal his soul. It's gonna be like 500 years before he sees any escape from that shit.
Fair point.
I am sure that Great Kung Lao was among the blue lights in the big column of light at the end of the movie, though. It's weird that we didn't get to see him. You would think, like, other than Chan, obviously, like, Lu should see his brother's ghost, but, like, they mentioned his ancestor a couple times. They could have shown him.
Yeah, but he wasn't a big enough part of the narrative.
Yes, I could go either way on it.
It'd be in the level of nice touch for all you geeks out there. But the fandom back then wasn't what it was today. It wasn't as aware of the narrative. They must have figured it wouldn't matter. They probably didn't even think about it, honestly.
The city of Shujin. It's not just the center of your world, but the crossroads of the ground.
Now, what does that fucking mean?
Are you telling me it's some sort of nexus?
Jujin is, for some reason, the city that everybody comes to when they visit from other realms? Fucking why? Because the TV show needs to have a plot.
Yes. That's the obvious reason.
I mean, we will find out in every single episode that really the only reason Outworlders and Netherrealmers ever come to Jujin is to get Kung Lao.
Well, he's on a shit list now, obviously.
But anyone who joins you also
But like, so that whole like, oh, this is the crossroads of realms and everybody visits here. No, man, it's just people looking to kill Kung Lao. Raiden should have said, "Don't worry about finding them; they'll come to you."
I don't know, man. Oily sex demons, sex bees.
Sex bees. That's a great name for the Koreans.
I just, Raiden can be forgiven for thinking this is where everyone comes to meet across multiple universes. Please, God, let us never see the sex bee universe in MK games.
You know what? They already referenced the sex bees in the MKX comic book. Reiko killed them all.
Did they actually mention the name?
I just want to do something useful.
Jesus, I'll have to go back and look at that. I have nothing else to do with my life. You seem pretty cool. I'm gonna help out.
Don't make me beg.
When did you become a believer, Tasha?
I'm not, but
I
I
mean,
have to admit I saw some...
getting a free room at the trading post probably is better than being a thief. Being a fucking highway robber.
True that. Nice to have a place over your head. Plus, her companions, kind of fucked off and left her.
Yeah, I mean, Zero beat the shit out of them and they ran away.
They can't be responsible for your safety.
It can't be for yours either.
So we'll team up, but we're not looking after each other. Cool, got it.
No, Zero.
Remember what I said about there only being like 5 sets?
Yep,
And how much you're gonna see this forest path with the red flags?
yep.
What fool hired a last charge out before his eyes?
Why do you fight? For vengeance? For lack of anything better to do? For a roof over your head?
You know what's funny, though, about Raiden telling him you need to start training warriors for the next tournament? Is that if he does start now, they'll all be too old for the next tournaments.
Well, our barriers then weren't exactly very well defined.
Yeah, maybe just like wait 30 or 40 years and then start the training.
Shang Tsung will be punished.
Because, like, being good at fighting isn't genetic. It's not like breeding Pokemon. You can't, like, train Zero and then Zero's kid will win Mortal Kombat.
Outworld will stop at nothing.
Did he tell him who Shang Tsung was beforehand? Or is he expecting them to
believe
know?
so, no. I don't... These characters have not met anybody who's important but Raiden.
And it is relentless.
Sounds better than dying alone.
It's like, remember in MK9 where Johnny and Raiden just start talking about Shao Kahn and Outworld and the tournament, and Sony and Jax are there? And Sony and Jax didn't hear the first speech Raiden gave when he explained the tournament to Johnny, but they just go along with it anyway.
Is he angrily crushing a rock for no reason?
I believe he is angrily crushing a rock, yes.
Where?
He's like, I'm so mad Kung Lao survived my trap that I'm crushing this rock.
Fuck you, didn't like you
It may
anyway.
have been a human skull.
Ah, that lends it more.
Yeah, that makes a little bit more sense.
Even though you failed,
You have lived too long.
greatest plans,
That's a good
the
line.
most powerful, can sometimes fail. So there's only one thing left to do.
What is that?
Make more great plans. You're not the only warrior imprisoned here by Shao Kahn. Khan's been around for eons, and over the years he's imprisoned hundreds of fighters, just like us.
Now, all
You
of
couldn't
these,
tell
like-
from all that nothing.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be a bunch of human bodies encased in stone.
Seems
But
like
just
it.
for the record, in
the
future
Kung Lao
episodes,
nothing is as
none of the characters that are sent against Kung Lao come from the bodies encased in this stone right now.
What are we zooming in on? I can't even tell.
It's a lot of, like, CGI noise is all I could, like, it's just a lot of rocks and, like, there's some blue light and some orange light.
He just talked about building an army out of people encased in rocks.
Yeah, but he never does. That doesn't happen in this show.
No, I'm just saying. Was that the seed for the Deadly Alliance undead army? You think?
I don't know. There is. I have, and I'm not the only one who has guessed this, but I feel like they got the idea for the plot of Deadly Alliance from a later episode in this series where Quan Chi and Shang Tsung team up. That episode was called Unholy Alliance.
Ah, so. Well, that was that.
That was the pilot of Conquest.
Not totally terrible.
No, it's got some stuff.
Entertaining, as dated as I thought it would be. I'm not entirely disappointed. All right, fuck it.
I'm glad. I'm sure we will keep this going, and we will watch episode 2 in the future.
All right, you got me. We'll do the whole thing. Fuck it.
I win.
Superb.
Let's fucking teleport punch. I mean, he doesn't teleport. It's like the trilogy version where he just jumps forward.
Well, like, he sort of came out of the shadows, so maybe?
Maybe, I guess. I feel like he was like facing right at him.
Oh, here it comes.
Oh.
Huh!
Yeah, do the roll.
Alright, so that's been the Conquest pilot, parts 1 and 2. I'm not as depressed as I thought I'd be by the end, and there will be more. Thank you for joining us.
I had a good time. I hope you did too.
I did. It was nice to take a little stroll down memory lane. The thing that gets me is, watching this stuff 20 plus years down the line, kind of, it makes me sad I'm not in that time anymore, and it makes me sad
that's the thing, is I also find it to be a comfort to watch this old stuff, and then, be like, because the new stuff isn't like this. It's not... It doesn't have the charm,
The new stuff has its own merits, but it misses some of the heart from old stuff like this that I do miss. I just don't want to get too caught up in the past, That's what I'm afraid of. I don't want to start wallowing.
I get it, but, I also don't think it's people will, if you say the old thing good, new thing bad, people will think you're just blindly responding to nostalgia. I don't think it's that. I think the new stuff is genuinely bad.
I don't think anything is perfect. I think there's flaws.
I'm gonna give...
There's flaws in what was, there's flaws in what is, there's flaws in what will be. We just saw some very mediocre acting. There's no question about that.
Yeah, we did. There's a corniness to this that I like. I enjoy corniness because it's funny. It gives you something to laugh at.
But anyway, thank you for joining us here on this episode of The Lost, indulging us, being with us, and we will see you very soon.
Indeed.
And next up should be something very special and very highly awaited, but I'll leave it until then. Thank you. Have a good night, and see you next time.
See you later, nerds.